Question number one we have is from WhatsApp, and the person here said, um, "Can you talk about? Let me see. Can you talk about VFX integration in the Uganda film industry?" Yes. Can you talk about VFX integration in the Uganda film industry? VFX is basically visual effects. And to understand visual effects is more of combining a live action shot, like live action footage, like when you go to a set and you shoot footage or you record a clip, and you come onto the editing, and then you use the computer to add more images or more elements. They call them computer generated elements into that shot, and you have a compelling visual, but when you've added more elements in editing, you get. So it is. I'm just trying to make it simpler for you to understand, because the actual definition is very, very science fiction related, and but it's basically I can shoot. Let me say this video. I can shoot this video, but the video is actually, the background is actually plain, and there is nothing. There is nothing, like these posters are not there. I shoot a plain wall, and I come onto the editing, and I use the computer to rebuild this background and put these images there. So if those images were not there in the first place and I put them, that is already visual effects. That's the whole concept of it. You understand? And we have seen so many movies, Avengers, uh, Avatar, and all that kind of stuff. They didn't go to the set to shoot in the environment of Avengers or in the environment of Avatar. They created a few elements on set that looked like what they wanted, and most of what they did was done in the computer. You get, like how you hear people say we have used green screen or blue screen. They use a green screen or blue screen to help them that in editing on the computer they can remove that blue screen and put there an environment. You understand? So if I was shooting this video on a green screen with a good camera, of course, I could change this background into so many things. I can put buildings behind me. I can put a sitting room behind me. I can put these posters behind me. So many things. You understand? And that is how visual effects work. But how is it working in the film industry? In the film industry, people use the visual effects, just that the biggest percentage in film, basically film as a whole, they use them the wrong way. You understand? I could give an example. The simplest ones, the movies that you've seen where people are shooting bullets to each other, and they don't actually use guns. Like they don't usually use actual guns to actual bullets to shoot each other. They just use guns that are sometimes empty or sometimes have blanks. Uh, and then the actors behave as if they are shooting. They just give that effect, and then in editing they add a visual effect of the muzzle flash. You get the muzzle flash to show you that a bullet has come out. That is also visual effects. We have had movies that show bullets here, so many, and some of them come off maybe believable, and some of them come off very fake. Explosions, fire, what you get. But people sometimes get it the wrong way. They think that visual effects is all about you doing gunshots and fire explosions and cars hitting each other and cracking and all that. Visual effects, that's just a segment of visual effects. Visual effects can be used to even simplify a production or make the budget a bit less. The problem is that visual effects could be more expensive to do in Uganda. You get, but Hollywood uses visual effects because it's cheaper and more less time consuming. You understand? Instead of them looking for an actual transformer or building one which is expensive, they build one in the computer and the actors act as if they are with a transformer on set. You get, there are some things that they can't create because they cost a lot to make. So they use the computer to make those things. So it saves them some good amount of money. You understand? Um, but how is it? How could it be working in the industry? Industry is just that we are not using them so well as such. In Uganda, we have people who can do visual effects that are amazing, I should say. But the problem usually comes down to the budgets. Like, yes, you want to hire someone to do for you visual effects. People who do animation and what, some of them know how to compose it and create those images that you may want to do in your film, but it costs a lot. You understand? So it becomes a bit harder because the things you want cost a lot of money and a lot of time to make, and you don't have that money to pay that person. You get, and maybe it is easier for us because we shoot on live sets, whereby you can have everything you want. You get. For instance, you may want to shoot a movie in a very well set living room, and you don't have the money to actually get those chairs to get everything you want. And what do visual effects people do? They put for you those things in the computer. You get. You work with them before, like you work with them as you are preparing for the film, and they help you know how you're gonna shoot that scene, how you're gonna shoot that moment, so that they can add for you those images into the scene afterwards when they are editing. You understand? I have not used visual effects that much, but I've used them. I think, could I say one time on a movie that actual film of mine. Uh,
Number one we
where
have
the
is
recent
from
movie that I
Makeup,
did called Kemi.
and the person
I
here
we were on
saying,
a set, and then the
uh,
makeup artist was doing wounds on a baby, a wound on a baby, and then I told her not to put too much of it, and she was like, that was Shakira Chibilige. Shakira Chibilige was like, "Are you gonna shoot the back of the head of the baby such that I can put there the effect of the wound?" I told her no. I told her, no, I'm not going to show it, but I didn't hear what she said exactly. So maybe I was thinking about something else. I didn't actually grasp what she meant. And I told her, no, I will not see that. I will not see that much. And I even thought that in editing, I would not show the back of the head of the baby. And when I edited the film and I did the rough cut, I usually call the crew that did the key creative elements to actually watch what I did. And when she came and she watched the movie, she was like, oh, here, my makeup is not seen. It is missing. I told you, you told me you're not going to show this angle. I told her, oh, that's so bad. Then I told her that I'm going to get a visual effects person to fix this problem. And I met someone. He's called Ocho Emma. He's from a company called is it via films UG? That is virtual images, something that they call it via films UG. Via films UG is a VX person. Yeah, he does some minimal VFX. And I told him I have a shot that I did in a film, and I wanted to put for me a wound on a baby's head that is not there. And I didn't know he could actually do it, but I could. I was just trying to see if I could fix the problem that would save me a lot of trouble, from my crew person, the makeup artist, because she wanted the makeup to be good, and that was one of the things that were going to kill her. So uh, he did. He went on. I gave him the raw footage, the raw clip, the raw scene without anything in the actual resolution, and he went on to create a wound. And I was surprised that when he went on to work, he made the wound very believable on screen. That when you watch the clip, I think CinemaUG will post that clip after this live session. You see the clip where it shows you the breakdown that I gave him a clip that had no wound, and he put their wound and he put their house flies. And if you're watching the movie, you will not even tell that it's actually visual effects. You get. So visual effects can help you solve such problems. Like me, I shot, I didn't plan, but later after it's helped me. And then if you plan for it, if you want to do a film and you have less props, let me say you don't have the pictures like this to put in the background, you just shoot it maybe on green screen or shoot it plain, and you follow the instructions of the visual effects personnel you hire, and they'll put this background for you. That's what they do. Like they help you to fix a few problems that you would have spent money or a lot of time to do. You get. So there are people in the country that are doing visual effects, but we're not exploiting them as much because we do not know their value yet. They don't. They have not yet proven their value, and we have not also transitioned into that you know, environment where we can use visual effects. Like I would tell you that most of the dramas that we see from Hollywood, they also use visual effects. They may not shoot from an actual location. They just do a green screen, and everything else is built up in the computer. You get the actors are just told how to play around. The visual effects person will tell them, hold this cup like this because I'm gonna put there water, or I'm gonna put there a frog later after, or I'm gonna make water splash. You get, and they plan those on set and they do it in the editing. You get, here we can, here because we have all the time, we can be like, no, we don't need to actually do the things in visual effects, we can do them on set. You get, but in case you have moments where you can't afford most of the props you need, the visual effects person can make it for you. You understand? And we always have also a problem of shooting scenes in a moving car. uh, the other people, the foreign people, they shoot the moving car from a studio, and they put all these other road effects and so on in editing. You get in the post production. So I've seen a movie here that has done that. That the movie is not yet out, whereby the filmmaker went on to bring a car into a studio and then they green screened everywhere and they shot inside there. And I'm looking forward to seeing the movie to see what they did, because he couldn't go to shoot the movie from the actual road because maybe he didn't have all the rigs that could shoot a car scene. Then he went on to do a green screen. Okay. So if he gets a good visual effects team, they can be able to make the environment look like it's a normal road. You get. I don't know if most of you have seen a movie called The Parasite, but The Parasite, all the castings were shot from a studio. You get. There is a Korean movie called The Parasite. All the castings you see, that old man driving these buses, they are all done in a studio. They were never done on a road. You understand? But if you watch the movie, it looks believable. It was actually on the road. You understand? So basically, we just need to have okay. The people who are good in visual effects, they just have to maybe establish themselves for us, because they have to come in as solution providers. You get. You tell me you don't have to hire a car and then you spend on fuel. Bring the car into a garage. We put green screen everywhere. Shoot your scenes of the car chase and the car scenes. The car is moving. Then the visual effects person tells you, instead of you spending, let me say, 1,000,000 shillings onto a car that you want to use for all the days you want to shoot with it, why don't you give me 500,000 or 700,000, and you save 300,000 that I could create for you the same environment you want in post. You understand? So visual effects companies, if they can help the industry in any way to solve some of the problems of location, they tell you, you want to have what? A big office? No problem. Come to a green room. Let's us set up a simple office. I will extend the set. I know people who can do set extensions there. You understand? Who can I can be here and they make this background look like I'm in the Central Park and there are people playing in the background and I'm here talking. They can make it look like that. They have the knowledge and the expertise and maybe the machinery, and they're expensive. You understand? But if they can come in as solution providers, we can use their services, because visual effects work. They help, they make the life easy. You get. If I know that I can actually shoot the entire movie without moving out, when I can just here enter this warehouse, we set up green screen and all that kind of stuff, and I shoot the entire movie there. Then the people who are doing visual effects can put all these elements that I want in editing and post production of their visual effects elements. I could be very comfortable. You understand? Because they can make visual effects people can make almost anything. You get? They can. I can be here when I needed to have like more hair on me, and they'll put more hair on me. Ocho Emax is the VFX guy I was talking about earlier, who was uh, who was uh, who was the one who did for me the wound effect on the movie Kemi. That the video is going to be shared by CinemaUG, I think, after this session. He helped me to do the visual effects of the film in there. And he's saying that it's true, most people don't differentiate fields in VFX. Okay, yes, he's trying to say that the visual effects industry is a big thing. And in it has people who do other things. They have the animation, people who do animate things. There is animating actual animations, cartoons, and animating CG characters or computer generated characters into the scene. There is a movie called Alita the Battle Angel. If you watch the Alita the Battle Angel, they had to animate Alita into the story. You get. They got a reference girl who was acting, and they had to animate Alita as a character in the story, like a cyborg. You understand? So the people who do those animating. There's the people who do visual effects editing. There are people that piece up all these elements that the visual effects personnel people have put together. The people who sculpt the characters. The people who who can they can build another form of me. You get, they sculpt me into their computer. They make they are people who are called sculptors, and the visual effects team as a whole, like you can find like 100 people who are working on visual effects of a film, and it takes a lot of people. Like simple things like put these backgrounds, put a wound, put what, those could be maybe say simpler, may not need a lot of crew, but there are things like you want to put this chair. You get, I can be seated on something like a green a green box, and they reanimate that, and they build they sculpt for me a chair like this one, and I will sit on it, and you feel like I'm actually sitting on a chair. That's what they can do. So if you don't you may not even have that good TV in a room, and they put for you a big plasma to make your family look rich in a movie, or in a in something like you may want to make this room look like it's some Greeky, amazing kind of thing, and they will make that happen for you. You understand? They are simply solution providers who can help you get things that you would have spent a lot more on, but for them, they create for them for you in the editing process. You understand? So that's what I can talk about the visual effects as a very big element. Yes, it is basically to solve problems for us. You get, if the actor doesn't have this earring, they'll put the earring for you. You understand? It takes a lot of work for them, but yes, they do it. If you're missing a hair, if there is a makeup problem, they fix that. You get, if you want to use a snake in a video or in a film, and for some reason you don't have it, they make the snake for you. You understand? So yeah. So there are people who can put things together for you, and you will not believe it. We have those people here in Uganda. I have met like about 10 people who can do set extensions, who can make this room look like the Central Park, who can make this look like a busy office area, who can put this everything in my background differently, who can do all sorts of magic. But the problem is they don't see the money here, and they don't even see that they could actually solve problems, because if they can come to us and they be like, yo, don't spend money on hiring on blocking the road to shoot a car moving scene. We can do that from the studio. And then the money that I would have spent to book that space, they help me, and they tell me that if you are going to spend 2 million shillings into this scene or this shot, we can do it for you at 1 million shillings. You understand? Then why would I go for the actual one that is expensive? I'll go for this option of the CGI. You get. But if the visual effects is more expensive than the actual set that I can actually get myself, then I'll not use their services. You understand? So basically, that's what Hollywood does also. People who do visual effects, they're solution providers. You get, what you would have spent more money on, you spend less with them. Yes, they are expensive, but when you look at the realism and everything they kind of do for you, it's more of solution providing and time, less time wasting. You get, like, you wouldn't go to shoot, you can't risk cameras and everything to go shoot, let me say, Pirates of the Caribbean from the waters, from the lakes. You get, they'll build for you at a boat in a studio room, and they put the water for you. You get, you will not go to shoot Life of Pi from an ocean. You get, that's crazy. They will do for you a simple room and a simple swimming pool where you can easily put your cameras properly, and then they will do the other things for you, all the water and everything else. You understand? So basically, they can help you solve such issues as a person. You get, so they are basically solution providers in one or another. So if there is any visual effects person who is watching here, it's just about you making your services relevant. You get, the industry needs your services, but you have to make yourself relevant. I worked with Emma, and I'm like, wow. Whenever I have a VFX problem, even if I have a boom shadow in my scene, I'll call him like, "Come on, Emma, I have a boom shadow in my scene," and Emma will help me to delete that boom shadow from there using the visual effects technology that he has. You understand? If I have any mistake I did in my shot, I'll call him and he fixes it. Or even if I'm planning to do a movie, like, I'm hoping to do a movie that has visual effects elements in it, and I will not call him after I've shot. I'll call him before I've shot. I'll be like, okay, I want to put a door here that is not there, and he will help me put it. I want to put this that is not there, or I want to put this on the screen. I want to put this on the TV, and he will help me put those things there. You understand? So it's more more like that. Yeah, I don't know if I've exhausted that so much well. Yes. So we have people who do visual effects, but there is no money for them here. So they don't actually involve themselves into working with us that much. But if we get to have them, and they are solution providers, because now, yeah, where we are heading, I see the future that we are going to be working with different people. Let me say marketing personnel like CinemaUG. I go to CinemaUG, like, I need this kind of budget, and CinemaUG can help me go to look for sponsors or investors that can invest money into the film. If I can have, let me say, the budget that can be able to pay for the things I need. Let me say I plan to hire a car at a certain rate, and let me say block a road at a certain rate. uh, and then, as I am coming, they tell me, oh, you want to hire a mansion. Then they'd be like, no, just hire a bungalow and call via films UG. They will help to create for you a mansion in a bungalow. I'm like, wow, they can do that. I'm like, sure, yeah, they can actually do that. I see their samples. I feel like I believe in them. Trust me, I'm going to be able to trust them, and I'll go on to hire them. So let me say if I was gonna spend 5 million on the mansion to shoot from it, and then via Films Egypt tells me, for us you can spend just three. You get 3 million, or 4 million, or 2 million. I'll be able to trust to be like, okay, let me call via films than going on the actual location. You get, so visual effects people don't have to be like boasting themselves that we hire them. They have to be able to create solutions for us as an industry. So if they come with solutions, we can be able to use them. Okay. Now, for example, like the wound I talked about, I can't go. I can't go to. I can't go to shoot a film. Let me like the other mistake of the wound. I wouldn't go back to go. I wouldn't go back on set to shoot that scene. I was already done with shooting that scene. The lead actress had sent hair. Okay, costumes were around, but the crew maybe was also busy. The kid we used maybe back then was had grown already, and so many things, maybe even the trees how were cut, we can't replicate the same moment. So I couldn't go back to shoot. That would actually cost more. Actually, if I was to go back to shoot and make that makeup right, I would have spent, let me say, if I spend, let me say, 5 million, and then via films is like, yo, I can do that count for you at just 1 million or two. I'm like, yo, that saves me a budget of going back to set and reshoot this moment. So I will give him the job to do for me the wound. You understand? So the visual effects companies like via filmsUG, you have to make yourselves relevant and available for us, and you provide solutions because people have budgets. You're not going to work for free. You get. So if you come in and you're like, okay, what is your project? What do you want? I can provide you this solution. You get. I think that's the thing. So if you provide solutions to the industry, then the industry will hire you because no one is going to hire you when you're not providing any solution. I believe. Yes, I for one, I can't hire someone unless they're providing to me a certain solution that I didn't have in the beginning. You understand? So it's more in that kind of manner. Uh, as far as VFX is concerned, I think I've exhausted a lot about it. I don't know if there's anything I've forgotten to say. Yeah, but I believe I've talked about how it works and how it has to be integrated into the film industry. Yes. If you're out there, just know that every film you make, you can use visual effects, but how? You get, if you have a prop you can't find, you have a location you can't find, or yeah, props, locations, and certain elements that you believe you can't find or they are more expensive for you, look for a visual effects personnel. Most of those people can make them for you. You may want to do like a water a fish pond, or like this whatever small, how are they called, where they put fish in a glass and then it's on the table and all that kind of stuff. A visual effects person can do that thing for you. You just have to give them a plain space and they'll reconstruct that moment for you. They can do everything, almost anything that you want to do. You get. All those movies we see of Avengers, Iron Man, they never have those costumes on their bodies, but the visual effects person puts them on. You get. If I want to hold a big sword, I would just hold like a stick like this, and the visual effects person will put for me a big sword into my hands. So it's just about that. The people we have here are not as Hollywood perfect, but they can do simple things that can actually make sense, and yeah, you'll be able to work with them in one or another. Yes, that's the visual effects integration in the film industry. It can only solve problems that we would spend much more money on. They make life less stressful. Yes. Um, then I'm going to go to question number two. When you're going to a film festival, this is why people put movies to festivals. People put movies to festivals to, okay, gain the reputation. First of all, you get the reputation. The more festivals your film has been to, if they're prestigious, the bigger your profile or the bigger your film is profile. So people tend to go to festivals for those reasons in general. The reputation growth. The other thing is they want to grow. They want to grow. Okay, they want to increase the opportunities of getting a distributor because when you go to our festivals, most good festivals are attended by distributors, film distributors, I should say. And when you go there, when your movie is actually showing there, and you attend the festival, you get a chance to meet as many distributors as life can give you. You understand? So you're going to when you go to a film festival is more like a market or a showcase of your film. Okay, it's more like you're putting your movie to display so you could attract buyers and content buyers. Okay, these awards, yes, some of them are good, some of them, which are few, come with money, but festivals don't give you money. That's the truth. You only spend on them, they don't spend on you that much. So they're just a few festivals that could give you money back. You understand? But what you use them for is the reputation, getting buyers for your films. But not every festival has a buyer for your film. You get? There are just a few festivals where you can go with your film. it gets, let me say, noticed by a distributor, and then the distributor approaches you and buys your movie. You get. Not every film festival you hear is going to get you a buyer or an award that is prestigious, but you will get the reputation. If you're there and you're seeing me going in planes, going to different countries with festivals, and you think uh, it is just for the luxury, no. I've been lucky that I've not spent my own money, like the director of Supermodel, that he spent his own money to go to these places. Me, I haven't. You get. If I'm not sponsored by someone, or if I'm not sponsored by UCC, it's hard for me to go and attend this festival because I can only invest money in a festival if I know I'm going to get money back. But for him, he knew he wasn't going to get money back, but he wants to get connections and to network, which works because I've been to Ghana for the Golden Movie Awards where we were nominated, and I got a connection from there that got someone else I know a job to go and work in Ghana. You understand? It works like that. But it's not necessarily that you're going to go to a festival and gain. It's hard. You get. That's why I emphasize that make your movie that is good, good story, good picture, good sound. Because when your movie shows at a festival, they're going to notice it, and let me say a distributor will see the film. If you win an award, basically, like when we won an award at ZIF, Zanzibar International Film Festival with The Forbidden, we got buyers that were coming into the producer and they wanted to buy the film or to hire the film, whatever it is. So what I can actually say is that festivals only help you to get a market for your films, a reputation, and if you happen to attend these festivals, you can get a network. You get. But whether you attend or not, if your movie makes it big at a festival, people will look for you. You understand? Imagine you're here, you didn't go to the Oscars, and then you win an Oscar. You get what I'm talking about? That the world will look for you if you win at a big festival. You get. So it just, the festival is more like you putting your film on display and you're like, guys, I'm selling my film, or anyone wants to take on this film. So at the end of the day, it's more in that dimension. So don't you think that festivals are going to go and give you money? Okay, I could testify to you one thing. 2017, I got a nomination to the AMAs, the African Movie Academy Awards. And by that time, I think, these festivals come to us when we are broke. But the beautiful part is that when you get a nomination at the AMAs, they pay for every expense. So I only went with my passport, and then everything else was paid for. So I only enjoyed those 3 or 4 days of traveling, to the plane, go eat well, sleep well. But at the Amas, they never gave me any money. You get. But they spent about 5 or 7 million in the expenses of my stay there. You understand? But I wish they could give me that money and I go with it. Or I go my way. But they don't do that. A first would be able to pay for your expenses and everything else. Uh, okay. So a festival that is nice would pay for your expenses and everything else you spend money on, but they may hardly give you that money. You get. We went to Ghana and they didn't give us any money still, but they put us in a hotel and they paid every expense and they left an allowance. Or was it $100? Was it $100 per day? Over $100 for the whole stay. And they couldn't give you any money of that $100. They tell you, the hotel tells you, eat whatever you want, but we shall not give you the money. Your money is here, $100 over per day, over for the whole stay, but eat whatever you want, and after you go back home. So imagine if you left in Uganda, when you have debts, you go, you enjoy that luxury, you come back for the same debts and you have to pay them. That's how festivals work. You get. Not all of them actually you go and you get the money. So if you want to put your movie to the festivals, you have to know the ugly truth. They don't give you money, but it's a beginning, it's a step that you can take to meet more people who may buy your film or hire your film, or your network, and you get connections that you'll use in the near future. You understand? So that's how it works. So if you're going for a film festival, let me say as an actor, it is good if you attend a festival, if you want to meet casting directors and producers who may hire you for an international gig or for a cross-country gig or whatever it could be. You understand? That's when you could actually attend a festival. Like as an actor, you go to sell yourself and network. Yeah, but you have to be good. You have to go with a show reel and the materials. If you're a producer, you're going to sell this film you are competing with at the festival, and you're also going to pitch your ideas to other people who may be interested in working with you. But the festival as a whole, let me say 90% or 80% of the festivals all over the world don't pay for your expenses to travel. You understand? There are festivals that have given me nominations and awards, but they have not paid for my trips, and I've told them, okay, you give me my award when I win it, or I don't need to even say it. You get. So they will give you that plastic, all that glass, all that metal, and still give you no money. You understand? When we were at ZIF, Zanzibar International Film Festival, they have categories that they give money and categories they don't give money. Supermodel won a category where they give you, what was it, 1,000 over $5,000. And I won a category that wasn't given any money. You understand? But the producer would have expected money from that festival, and she got nothing. So had she traveled to go there, she would have spent her money, but maybe got buyers for the film. You understand? So at the end of the day, it's not you're not gonna get money back when you go to a festival. Even if you win, you only get to attract buyers if they are there, if their movie works for them. You get. So that's what you should know. So your target should be which festivals are the biggest that can get me back my money. The festivals that can get you back your money sometimes are not for free. I'll give you an example. Cannes Film Festival. Cannes Film Festival. I don't know if we have ever had a movie from Uganda that has ever been at the Cannes, but maybe an animation called Kalabanda was there. But Cannes Film Festival will give you back your money. Because when your movie is selected at Cannes, you are assured you may get a buyer because your movie is shown at Cannes. Maybe it will attract someone in one or another. But to submit your movie to Cannes Film Festival, you're going to spend like 1 point something million shillings. And if you are a hustling filmmaker from Uganda, you won't afford that money. You won't afford even beyond 300,000 to submit a movie to a festival. It will make number one we have is from WhatsApp. Crazy. It will just make you crazy. Yes, Modesta May is asking. So